Fine. Till now, in this paper, we have thought only about the transmission of data. Fine. We have started from connectivity of two nodes. Then we have established a network. Then we have controlled a network with the help of switch. Fine. Finally, in this way, we have created multiple networks and then established connection between these multiple networks. Fine. All routes are very clear. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple networks can communicate to each other. But matter is, when there is a way, there must be a traffic rule. Particularly, this traffic rule is applicable for that kind of way or road where there is a huge traffic. If there is a very simple network and all users of that network are trustworthy, then there is no need. It is similar like if everybody knows how to drive car, bike, bicycle also on the road, there is a need of traffic police, no? But who can assure everybody will drive always correctly? No one can assure. Today, all team members are very good. Maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or in future, some bad members may join your organization and may hamper your IT infrastructure or data. Fine. So, security is the major concern of our network, of our machine, of our phone, any device which we use. Till now, we have mostly used connectivity of two routers, two local networks. So, on this simple scenario, we will implement some traffic rules, means data rules, to control the transmission between these networks. For this, your router is capable. Just, I'm going to take an example before starting my topic. See, we have used this type of scenario. Always we have taken 3 routers, 3 LANs, and for router 1 to router 2 connectivity 11, router 2 to router 3 12, router 1 local LAN 10, router 2 local LAN 172.16, router 3 local LAN 192.168.0. Correct? Yes. Fine. Suppose there are many nodes in the first network, same in the second network, same in the third network. Now, if we have to stop this node from communicating to this particular node, can we do it? Yes, we can do it. This is the first case. Suppose we have to stop this whole network from communicating to this particular node. We can do it. Suppose we have to stop communication of this network, complete, I'm talking about complete network, this network, to communicate with complete this network. We can do it. Even we can stop particular transmission of data. Particular transmission means a transmitter that is related to a particular service. Because in computer system or in any infrastructure, we use different services. You have already studied about different services like web service, DNS service, DHCP service, FTP service, many. Suppose this machine has FTP service. This is a FTP server. And I have to stop only FTP service of this machine. Then we can stop a particular service also. Fine. Now, if we will think, okay, fine, data one network will be allowed to transfer data from one router to second router, but not from second router to third router. We can do it also. I have talked about different kinds of restrictions. All these restrictions can be put with the help of router, and router is a network layer device. And at network layer, IP address is used. So restriction will also be based on IP address. With the help of IP address and services, we can filter data packet. Okay, this data packet will be allowed, this data packet will not be allowed. Fine? Yes. Now, actually, I am talking about ACL. Access Control List. Fine. Access Control List. What is ACL? It is a data, yes, filtration technique. Fine. Next point, it filters data packet on the basis of IP and services. Fine. It is required for security in the network. Fine. These are 3 points, 3 important points about ACL, access control list. Now, implementation of ACL can be done in 2 ways. Implementation of ACL. First, is known as numbered ACL, as second is known as named ACL. In case of numbered ACL, these are the two ways by which we can implement security, we can implement ACL. In one condition, we will use number, and in second condition, we will use name. So for implementation, there are two methods, two ways, numbered ACL and named ACL. Fine. In case of numbered ACL, number is used to define ACL. Here, name is used to define what happened, ACL. Simple. Now next, here all things are defined in a single line. Here things are defined into many lines. You will understand this point later when I will configure numbered ACL and named ACL. For this time, just leave it. Okay, fine. How all things will be defined in a single line? How things will be defined into multiple lines or many lines? Okay. Now this is just numbered ACL and named ACL. But in case of numbered ACL, there are two types of ACL. One is standard ACL and second is extended ACL. And in case of named also, ACL, standard and extended. See, actually there are only two types of ACL, standard ACL and extended ACL. But from configuration point of view, ACL is divided into two parts, numbered and named. But basically there are two types only, standard ACL and extended ACL. All standard, extended, named, numbered, all these things are for data filtration. And data filtration will be done on the basis of IP and services. So finally, we have to understand what is difference between standard ACL and extended ACL. Then we can implement it. Getting my point? Okay. Now just note down it. You all have noted down? Yes. Done. Fine. Now standard ACL. See. Or just again, same scenario, same IP, LAN, fine. Now, this is a node. Its IP address is 10.0.0.2, and this is the network. Fine. I have to stop this node to communicate with network 3, LAN 3. Fine. That's why this node is a source node. And it will be the destination. Getting my point? So this one is source, this one is destination. Stop communication between them. How can we stop? So now we are going to understand about standards. First thing, only source address is used see, only source address is used for restriction, for filtration. Means we will specify only that, okay, fine, node stop service of the node 10.0.0.2. But in this case, we cannot define to whom. For example, what's your name? Amit. I have to restrict Amit, but I don't know to whom I have to restrict Amit. Finally, suppose I am ACL, standard ACL, and in my configuration, you all have configured stop Amit. Fine, I know what I have to do. I have to stop Amit. Finally, she has deputed me at the door of this classroom. This classroom is 2C. I'm standing here at the door of 2C. Now, Amit Kumar is trying to go out of this classroom. Who are you? I'm Amit Kumar. Sorry. What happened? Amit Kumar is not able to go anywhere outside of this classroom. He has to go washroom. He has to go to take some notes, some books from library. He is not able to go. Because in my configuration, I am as a ACL. In my configuration, you have only instructed or written code to stop Amit. Now, you all have thought that this is wrong. Amit is not able to go outside of this classroom. Actually, we have to stop Amit to go into the faculty room. Fine. Then in this case, she should implement me or depute me at the door of faculty room. So it means in this case, 2C is the source network and faculty room is the destination network. But we have some restrictions. We cannot define faculty room in standard ACLs because only source address can source address is used. Finally, you all have deputed me at the faculty room door. Now I'm standing at the faculty room door. Okay, fine. This is the faculty, for example. Now Amit is free to move anywhere in this college premises. He is free to move, go to library, class 2A, 2B, 1C, 2D, etc., everywhere. But whenever Amit will try to go into the faculty classroom, there is the ACL. I will check every packet which are coming to the faculty. Now Amit is coming. When I will check, I will find that, okay, he is Amit. Sorry. Getting my point? So only source address is used, then it is configured at destination. Now it is clear why it is configured always at destination. It is clear. If we will implement this standard ACL at the source, then the source node will not communicate to any other network, any other node. That's why it is mandatory that we should always configure a standard ACL at destination network. Very different thing. We have to restrict this node, but we are putting restriction at this interface. Fine. Why? Because only source address is used. Okay. Now, next point. If you will filter data packet on using standard ACL, and in standard ACL, if you will have to use number, then there is a numeric range. And this numeric range is 1 to 99 and one more 1300 to 1999. If you will use numeric values from this range, your router will automatically understand, okay, fine, you admin would like to configure standard ACL. But this is applicable for numbered ACL. If you have to configure named ACL, in that case, for name, you have to just mention standard. Okay. All these points are clear. One more point. If you will use name technique, on the basis of name you want to configure ACL, so in name you have to write standard. Okay. Now, whole destination network is restricted. Now this point. We cannot define destination and we have to implement a standard. So we will always configure it on configure it at our router. Then in this case, if we will configure standard ACL to restrict this node and configuration will be done at this router, then restriction is for this whole network, not for any particular node. In source, you can specify one node, two node, all network, but destination always complete network. Fine. And just opposite of this, just opposite of a standard ACL, in extended ACL, we can specify a particular source, particular destination, particular service, but we will see all these things in next definition. Fine. Now, configuration part. We will cover this in next class. It is very interesting. You will see how you can restrict a node services. Fine. Just.